Okay. Hello, world. Hello, internet. How is it going? I hope everybody out there is having a great Friday. End of the week. We made it through another one. Give yourself a pat on the back. Uh, let's see. So, since yesterday, uh, I did not end up playing D&D. Our DM forgot. It's a virtual thing, so it wasn't like we went to the house or something, and it was just uh, they had, they weren't online and they said we're just going to do it next weekend or something, I think. So there's that. Got some real sad news about my cat, unfortunately. Basically what we expected to happen happened. She does have breast cancer, we're going to hopefully get some tests done to make sure it hasn't spread anywhere. If it hasn't spread anywhere, we're probably going to get a double mastectomy. You know, she did real good on her last surgery. I think that hopefully she'll have to only go through two more, and then she'll be, right as rain. So that's what we're really hoping for. It's really sad. I'm sorry. But anyway, you guys don't need to know about all that, or you guys don't need to see me cry on stream. That would be, unseemly. So, uh, anyway, today, after work, I went outside and I listened to some YouTube while I pulled some weeds for just like an hour and a half or so. That's why I'm a little bit later today. Normally, I like to do my Friday streams at 2 o'clock. Today, I am doing it clearly starting around like 1:20. So, so there's that. And anyway, I think that about does it for the personal news. So, with that being said, let's get into the non-personal news, the real news, the news that everybody tunes in for, right? Um, we got some more stuff to watch as I curate a impeccable, beautiful list of content for my fellow viewers. So, I figured we would start with this one. This was from 2 hours ago. I usually like to start with some sort of like actual, just like a press conference or something that our big beautiful boy is saying so that we can like have some fresh new commentary as opposed to just commentating on other people's commentary, which I don't mind doing, but I like to sometimes just give my own commentary just by itself. So that's what we're going to do first. So I guess today Trump went to uh, this commander in chief ceremony. I tried to look up what it is. It's kind of hard to find something, but the Google AI says it's where he just gives out a bunch of trophies to people. As I like to call them, all participation trophies. Every trophy that we hand out to our military is a participation trophy, in my opinion, considering we haven't won a military conflict in about, 50 years. So they're all participation trophies. They've all gone woke. Our entire woke military, I thought we were done with it. I thought Keg's Breath had, you know, like took out all of that woke shit like participation trophies, but apparently we're still doing it. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's see here. Apparently Trump has some certain words as well to give to our NATO quote unquote allies. Uh, in this one as well. This is watch Trump unleashes on Iran war and NATO. Cowards remarks sparks global shock. AC-15. And this is posted by DRM News. I don't know anything about them, but this just seems to be like a video of the conference, so I don't think we need to know who they are, or, what like what country they're based in or whatever. So let's go ahead and watch our big orange boy go up and hand out some participation trophies.
Thank you very much. Please. Thank you. I want to begin by just saying we're doing extremely well in Iran.
Yep.
The difference between them and us is they had a Navy 2 weeks ago. They have no Navy
Yeah, notorious thing that people who are very confident say is they go up and say everything's fine, I swear.
anymore. It's all at the bottom of the sea.
The
58 ships knocked down in 2 days. And we have the greatest Navy anywhere in the world. It's not even close. So
That's probably
we
true.
are doing really well. We're not going to let them have nuclear weapons, because if they had them, they'd use them, and we're not going to let that happen. Should have been done a long time ago by other presidents.
We could let them use one, right? There's one country in the Middle East I'd be okay with them nuking.
So it's an honor to be here. This is fun. And these are great athletes standing behind me. Great
Athletes.
coaches, general managers, great people, and a great superintendent. Hello, superintendent. We only put our finest as these superintendents for these great schools because we don't want to have somebody that they don't look up to. We take our best. And
I'm already seeing a problem here. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half maybe woke members in this background. In this background shot. I thought we were going all white all day, baby. What's with all the DEI happening right now? Hegseth, you got your job cut out for you, man. You got to speed up this process.
And they're really amazing. For the second year in a row, it's my great honor to officially present the Commander-in-Chief's Trophy to the one and only Navy Midshipman football team with 11 wins and 2 losses, playing the best teams in football. I used to always think of the military services, they played like a little step below. It's not true. They play the big teams and they beat them.
I don't think it's like FIFA or anything, if I had to guess.
Players achieved one of the most impressive seasons in Navy football history and any football history, frankly. And I just want to congratulate.
Unless they're talking about actual American football. I get confused here in America with what they're actually meaning when they say football.
Congratulate the midshipmen. I met them backstage, and they're great. Thank you. Congratulations.
I mean, they look a lot more like soccer players to me than like football players, except for maybe that back row. That back row looks like they could be football players.
You know, when I mentioned the Navy that we just destroyed, I said, "Are they good ships?" "Yeah, they're great ships." Then I said, "Why didn't we save them? We could have used them ourselves." They said the difference was they didn't.
The fishes, for the environment. You sink them to the bottom of the ocean, they become incredible habitats for the environment. Iran, assuming that the black oil smog that is being unleashed across the Middle East goes away at some point, will have an incredible boom in their biodiversity of the Strait of Hormuz coming up. And, we can all look forward to that at least.
They didn't know how to use them, right, General? They didn't know how to use them. They had no idea. But I want to recognize Navy Athletic Director Michael Kelly, who has just done an incredible job. Thank you very much. He looks like a Kelly.
I don't know what that means.
Definitely a Kelly. Along with
is he saying that he's trans or something? Like he looks like a girl named Kelly, like Kelly Kapoor from The Office. Maybe that's what he's saying. He thinks he's looking a little trans.
Coach Brian Newberry.
Oh man, the wide shot too. There's so many woke people in this background, dude. Keg's breath. You really got to get this DEI shit under control, my brother.
Fantastic, Coach Brian.
I mean, for anybody listening, just FYI, I'm joking, okay? These are jokes. I'm being satirical.
He's off to the second best start for any football coach in school history. What's second? Who's first?
Okay, definitely regular like American football because of this bronze ass helmet down here. That's not a soccer helmet as far as I'm aware. I'm not much of a sports guy, but I'm pretty sure that's a football helmet.
That must have been a Roger Staubach here maybe or something, because I tell you what, I got to watch Roger Staubach, and he was something. He was like, I had to say, I've said it, and some people were insulted by it, but it was like a man playing with children. He would single-handedly win those games.
Don't say that, Donald.
Thanks as well.
Not after all the Epstein shit, please.
Well, to your Superintendent, Lieutenant General Michael Borg-Schulte, who is an accomplished Navy linebacker, a very good one, back in the day. We're also pleased to be joined by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Now, I don't know if Pete's here because I actually told him he had an option: be in the sit room, you know, the famous situation, or be up here. And if
Oh,
it's okay, I told him, but I
is
think he
that
has
something they call it? I did not understand what he meant when he said sit room. Maybe I,
two very
what
beautiful
do I know?
sons up here to the best. Boone and Jackson, are you two guys? Well, I told your father, just be in the situation room. We're okay with that, right? I think so, right, Coach? Coach, I think you're okay. So Boone and Jackson, someday you'll be on this team, maybe, right? Would you be a Navy, Army, Air Force? Which one?
Boone and Jackson. Oh, sorry, that is those names are just a little too cornbread American for me. I don't think I would have any kid named Boone or Jackson.
Take Navy. Just say Navy, okay?
No
I
offense
don't
to
want to get them in
Boones and
trouble.
Jacksons out there.
And your father's doing a fantastic job. And also the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane. So Dan is unbelievable, and I picked him for a reason because I was told it would take 5 years to beat ISIS by our television generals. You know, there's a big difference between generals, just like there is between coaches and everything else. They said, sir, 5 years, and I went to Iraq because I didn't understand why 5 years, and I met this general, and his name was Dan Kane. I said, what's your name? He said, Raisin, sir. I said, really, Raisin? What is that? Raisin. What's this?
Raisin
My
Kane?
nickname, sir. What's your last name? Kane. I said, your name's Raisin Kane? I love you. You're the guy I'm looking for. And it turned out to be right. So they told me it was going to
What?
take
Okay.
4 to 5 years to knock out ISIS. And now I'm in Iraq. I come down, I meet him, some other generals. He was the boss. And I said, how long would it take for you to knock out ISIS? He said, 4 weeks, sir. I said, 4 weeks. They tell me 4 years, maybe 5. He said,
Yeah.
well, whatever they want, sir. They're the boss. I'm just here.
What is the
But you can do
story,
it in
dude?
4 weeks, sir. And you'll have time left over. I said, you got to be kidding. And he explained, and we went through a whole big thing. I won't, well, nobody in this room would be bored by it. Actually, you'd like to hear every word. I'll tell you every word of it. But bottom line, I said, let me go back.
Okay,
But
Grandpa,
as I'm
get to the
leaving,
point.
they actually, it was very interesting. I'm walking down the stairs, long fight. I had to turn off the lights after spending trillions of dollars. You had to turn the lights off in the plane because you didn't want to be spotted by the enemy. This was something. So we land, and he said, sir, would you like to rest for a while before we have a meeting? I said, I don't have to rest. My name's not Biden. I don't want to.
Dude,
I'm
you're
not
sounding
resting.
like him. This whole story is sounding like him, man. This is the most grandpa-ass story I've ever fucking heard. Get to the goddamn point.
And we had great meetings. And then I got back on the plane. I said to him, so, General, you say 4 weeks. We mean that, right? 4 weeks, sir, and you'll have time left over. He said, I'll call you on Monday when I get back. And I called him. I said, you still feel that way, General? He said, yes, sir. And I let him do it. He did it in less than 4 weeks. He defeated ISIS. It was amazing. What a
Um,
difference. You know,
I think ISIS is still around, just FYI. Whoa, what happened?
I always say, what a difference the president makes. The border. They said, it can't be done without Congress. It will take years. We did it in about 3 weeks. We have a border that's now 9 months in a row. Nobody's come into our country illegally. I'm not even sure if that could be right. But the Democrats keep
Nah,
the stats.
no, it's net zero. It's the same amount of people are coming in as going out, is my understanding. And I still don't. I don't know if I trust those numbers, but who knows? He's saying the Democrats are the ones releasing them or something. I don't know. Then maybe they're more trustworthy, but
So they say, I mean, they have 0 people came in through our border. You see it, right? And I said, the president makes a big difference. Well, the generals make a big
I
difference.
also heard he was trying to get more migrants to come in now because like our economy is getting so fucked, like just in general, that he's trying to get more migrants to come in, and like work some of the farms and stuff. They're just trying to do it in a way that like it's even more brutal than our current two-tier system of work where, the current system is set up so that like capitalists can like get these people who are on the margins of society to come work for them, and they can threaten them with deportation so they can keep their wages incredibly low and make them work for hours without breaks, and then keep their work conditions terrible, and they can't unionize and stuff. Like that's the system we currently have set up. He's trying to make it so it's like literally like a straight up slavery system for people who come in to like work in America. So, but yeah, he's trying to get more migrants to come in right now, is my
Too.
understanding.
But I told him, I said, Dan, if you don't mind, stay in the Situation Room and you watch all those attacks that we're hitting those guys with, and they don't know what's happening. Their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is all gone, it's all gone. Their radar is all gone. Their leaders are all gone. The next set of leaders are all gone. And the next set of leaders are mostly gone. And now nobody wants to be a leader over there anymore.
No leader. Surely nothing can go wrong when there's no leadership in during an act of wartime with the opposing party. That's historically led to great success.
We're having a hard time. We want
Nobody to negotiate is
talk to
always
them,
great.
and there's nobody to talk to. We have nobody to talk to. And you know what? We like it that way. And we have many other distinguished members of the United States military, but I want to tell you, Hegseth is doing a great job, and Raisin Kane is doing a great job, as good as anybody's ever seen. Don't forget, we had Venezuela. That was the beginning where people started to see the talent. I rebuilt the military and built it, frankly, including Space Force. But I rebuilt the military in my first term. I didn't think I'd be using it this much, but I'm glad I rebuilt it, because we can't let
Yeah.
these lunatics have nuclear weapons, because they were going to use them.
He's admitting that he's at least in a bunch of wars now or whatever. So, yeah, I'm sure that FIFA Peace Prize or whatever that he got is the good thing he got that to counteract all the wars that he
That use them
now.
fast. One of the ways you know that is when this whole thing started, they started shooting missiles all over the Middle East at countries that were basically not involved, because they wanted to take over the Middle East.
What?
And if they had a nuclear...
No. Sorry, I'm sorry, Donald Trump. I have to interject here. They're doing it as a strategy, and they're attacking the military bases on those countries. And I'm sure that they are hitting, non-military bases as well. I think they've been hitting the gas fields, the oil fields, and all that sort of stuff. But it's not out of some crazy rage or something that they're doing this. They're doing this very, very strategically in order to slowly ramp up the cost for America and Americans in particular, and also for the Gulf state allies and also for Europe. They're essentially ramping up the pressure on the global economy to show the Americans how much power they actually have in causing material harm to the rest of the world if America wants to keep going down this road. It's a very good strategy. I've said this over and over again. Iran's strategy is incredible. Our strategy is just the same playbook that we've done since Korea. Just carpet bomb, shoot everything that moves. Don't really care about civilian casualties. War crime after war crime, and it hasn't worked on any of those other countries, but maybe this time it'll work. You never know unless you keep trying, am I right?
nuclear weapon, they would have used it. The only question would have been the first hour or the first day. That's the only question. They would have used it. And if they can use a nuclear weapon, the world would have been in big trouble. We had to stop. It should have been done long ago. I also want to thank FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, perhaps the most powerful man in this room. You are doing some job. He's trying to keep the fake news. He's trying to make the fake news real and respect it again.
CBS,
which is not
everyone's going to get their own Barry Weiss. Every news organization, a government-appointed bureaucrat. we must bureaucratize and have the government run every news organization. We will put one Zionist leader at the top of every organization, and they will never, ever question the great state of Israel ever again. That's the game plan here, I think.
An easy job, but you're doing a really amazing job. First time that's happened in 25 years. So I congratulate you and everybody in the room. Everybody in this whole country is watching what you're doing, and we appreciate it.
You can hardly find an anti-Israel piece on mainstream news anymore. So they're doing a great job over there.
When a man can get elected in a landslide, winning think of it, 7 swing states, win them all. We win the popular vote. We win the electoral college by tremendous amount. We win the counties by 82 or 84%.
That doesn't matter.
And I got no good press. Think of it.
Counties doesn't matter. He's saying the amount of counties that he won. Yeah, no shit. There's so many more red counties than there are blue counties, just because blue counties are heavily have a whole lot more people in them or whatever. They represent a lot more or whatever. So that's just a silly thing. Silly, silly.
Only one thing. That only means
Silly
one
Billy.
thing. These people are not respected. They're just not respected,
Hey,
and we have
don't
to
talk
have a
about me
press
that
that's
way.
respected. When you can win an election where they say that I got
Oh my God.
94% bad press.
Grandpa, please stop
Think of it. The
stop
other side got
ranting.
94%
Stop
good press.
yelling at the clouds, dude. No one gives a shit. Move on. It was 2020. That was 6 years ago, buddy. Come on. I ain't got
When they
time
can
for
get
this.
94% and you win in a landslide, that means the press is not respected. People have no confidence in. So you're doing a fantastic
Hey,
job.
he's right about that. I do not respect the press whatsoever, but it's not for the reasons he's saying. It's because they are fundamentally sycophantic to power, and in particular, capital power. So they are, like I keep saying this over and over ago, they are fundamentally on Trump's side. The media is fundamentally on Trump's side, with like say Iran or with like a lot of his a lot of his like corporate policies and like local domestic policies and stuff. Um, it's just they have to occasionally pretend to be objective. And that's what they do. And he just can't take that. Like, he can't take them even for a second pretending like they are not on his side. So, I don't know. This is just very, very silly. But it's what I expect from our big silly boy right here.
Senators Todd Young and Dan Sullivan, great senators, wherever you may be. You're here someplace. Where are you? Hello, fellas. Good senators. Great guys. And Representatives Ronnie Jackson, White House doctor. He served 3 presidents. He said he had Barack Hussein Obama.
Were you the most healthy? Is that what you're gonna say? How much you want to bet, guys? I mean, come on. Like, Grandpa is going into the same story we've heard a million times at
Have
this
you
point.
heard of Barack Hussein Obama? You had Obama. I didn't want to talk about Biden, but he said, and you had Bush. You had young Bush, I call him, young Bush. I was not a fan, but that's all right. But the press asked him, who was the healthiest of the 3?
Wow.
Dr. Ronnie, stand up, Dr. Ronnie. There's a big deal. Took a lot of heat for this. They said, no, most guys would say, well, we don't want to talk about that. They said, who's the healthiest of the 3? He said, President Donald J. Trump.
Wow, how did I guess that, everybody? I swear to God, I do not watch any. I do not have the time to pre-watch all this shit, okay? It's because he's being a fucking grandpa right now, and grandpa's telling the same story that he's said a million times. I'm so fucking tired of it. The only shit I want to hear about right now is Iran and NATO, so get to the goddamn point.
Trump by far. If he didn't eat junk food, he'd live to 200 years old, he said. And I love this guy, and he then
Why you
left and
married
he
him?
ran. He was an admiral. And he then left,
Sorry.
and he
I'm an immature
was a White
person.
House doctor, a very respected one. He saved a lot of lives. He was a great doctor. People don't realize that. And he then left, and he said, "Sir, I'd like to run for Congress." I said, "You've
See,
never
even
done it
this
before."
guy right here, this guy in the background is like, okay, I like, come on, get to the fucking point, dude. Same with this guy right now. He was smiling a lot earlier, but he's really starting to be like, dude, can we get to the fucking point?
You won't be able to pull it off. In a very, very all-Trump district, there were 28 people running. Man was retiring. He's been there
Jesus,
for years. And I said, Ron, I don't know. It's going to be tough, but we'll
hurry
try it,
up.
right? And we got him in. He blew him away. There was one man that was favored. He was a rhino. He was favored to win easily, and we wiped him out. See, this is why I like him.
Sorry, I
Also,
had to skip ahead. I can't hear Grandpa tell the same story a million times.
with Ronnie is Derek Van Orden, a fantastic guy, and members of the Naval Academy's Board of Visitors. Sean Spicer has gone on to great things, and Walt Nuda. Walt, where's Walt? Walt's become a very famous guy. He works with me, and he does a great job. Great, loyal, incredible person. And Sean Spicer, where's Sean? Where's Sean? Great job. And he's got a very successful television
Sean
career
Spicer,
going.
wasn't he like the press dude from 2020 or 2016 or that went on like Dancing with the Stars? Am I wrong about that? Yeah, right? I'm trying to think. I thought they hated Sean Spicer at this point. Wasn't he like fired for something? Let me see if Wikipedia has anything to say about it. And former political who served the 30th as White House White House communications. Yeah, he was the guy who went up there and yeah, he was the guy that that one lady from SNL did. The SNL skits were so fucking funny. I remember now. Yeah. Okay. But I think he went to do Dancing. Yeah, he did Dancing with the Stars. That's right. Ugh. Well, we don't need to. Yeah, we don't need to fucking rehabilitate these people. Like, they're all ghouls. Don't put them on Dancing with the Stars. But whatever. Trump, you can suck him off right now if you want.
What
That's
the hell
fine.
do I get out of it?
We're
Well, you
all
know
on
what?
the
I
same
get nice
side.
statements. That's what I get out of it, right?
Yes, sir. 100%.
It's great. You've done great. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Those
I
are
swear they hated him at some point, but maybe I'm wrong. He has the memory of a goldfish at this point, I guess.
really the
But
people that are very much in charge of making everything work at the academy and the other academies separately, separate groups. A very important position. For the Navy midshipmen, 2025 was truly a season for the ages. You didn't just win the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, you made history as one of the greatest teams to ever wear the proud uniform of Navy football. Some uniform. The teams have gotten so good in the schools that I was able to get, and we're pushing it very hard to make it permanent, a military academy deferment policy. So, because you have some people here, you know, when I went on the field and I threw up a coin, I'm standing next to these guys. They were monsters. I said, look at the size of these guys. I thought they were supposed to be smaller. I thought you had sort of restrictions on size, you know? We got rid of that.
what?
Because some of these guys were extremely large. And
I know what he's trying to say, but like we live in America, so when he says shit like that, I just assume that he means that yeah, our military's getting real fucking fat nowadays, aren't they?
you know, and we have the NFL teams here also. When whoever wins the Super Bowl, they come. The baseball teams, we had the Dodgers, we have them all. But I saw the size of these guys, so I got used to it. And I
They're
said, these guys
huge.
are as big as the NFL.
Huge.
And at one of the visits a while ago, first term, they asked me, they said, sir, we have a hard time recruiting because a player, if he's really good, he can't do the 4 or 5 years in the military service. Could you would like to do a military academy deferment policy? I immediately knew what he meant. And we got it done. And it allows you to defer your service until after your career. So if you go in the NFL for 10 years, so now everyone wants to join. So do I get credit for this successful team then? The superintendent's going to
Sure.
say yes. I don't know about Coach. I don't know about Kelly.
We'll give you a
But,
trophy too, Trump. Don't worry.
But the coach, I think, it made your life a little bit easier. It was tough. It was tough for the teams when they used to have to play guys that were twice their size, right? So they did good. They had better heart. They have the best heart in the business, but size does matter. And so what
Jesus,
we did
dude.
is we got
Come
that, so
on.
you have a deferment, so a lot of people are able to join now, and they do their service later. They're great patriots, but that would be a lot to ask. And I think it's helped your teams really compete
Where's the
at
NATO
the
comment?
highest level.
Don't tell me I accidentally skipped over the one thing I cared about, which was the NATO comment. If that happened, I'm gonna be pissed.
The team was led by your incredible senior class, and that includes the co-captain and star quarterback, Blake Horvath, who is fantastic. Where are you, Blake? Wait a minute, you were a player. I was at that game. He's a player. Yeah, but good everything. You can run it, you can throw it. What do you think, NFL material? You have no choice, you have to. Thank you. Stay up here if you want. Look at this guy. He walks up. Most of them just stay there and just, you know, they don't want to. Very good. Look at him. I can't get rid of them. I can't get stay there if you want. Come
Okay,
on,
that was
stay there.
charming.
He's a quarterback.
That was
What the
charming.
hell? But he ends his college career
That
as
was charming. Trump can be charming sometimes in like an old man kind of way.
one of the most
You won me
accurate
back.
Navy quarterbacks of all time with an astounding almost 60% completion rate. Reich scorched opposing defenses all year long. He's got NFL office. Nobody else. We don't have room for none of going to bring them down. We're giving them a special medal, a beautiful medal, a very expensive medal that if I see it on eBay tonight, I'll be extremely upset. All right, so we're going to all march down there later.
I
Congratulations.
guess I missed it, or he talked about NATO being cowards, and I just completely glossed over it. But I don't know. I thought that I I must have just been like zoned out or something, or he distracted me with his old man stories and I got pissed off and like skipped right over it. But okay, I don't know. That was pretty good. I think that that was good content at least, even if I didn't really learn anything. um, like I said, everybody gets a trophy in this military. Then he's got some work. There's still a lot of black people. He's got to get rid of them all. We got to end that DEI. Am I right, guys? Okay. Um, let's see. Okay, I wanted to talk more about this.
Breaking news in the war in Iran. Sources.
The F-35. Now, I was really confused yesterday because this happened yesterday, and I saw like nobody cover it, which I guess is somewhat to be expected in our media because this is probably the biggest embarrassment that America has had in like the last 10 or 15 years. Like this is like this is a bigger embarrassment than like the tucking tail and running from Afghanistan, in my opinion. Um, so yesterday, an F-35 stealth fighter got blasted by an Iranian anti aircraft missile or something. It did not go down, as far as I know. Uh, but so like it made it out to a base, and I assume will need to get repaired or whatever. But the reason this is so important, though, is because the F-35 is like the newest of the new like military technology from America. And my understanding is that they didn't even know that they were being targeted like when they got shot, so they couldn't even evade or anything. And for those unaware, the F-35 program, like the program to build this new model of airship that is out there, that just got shot down or got shot by Iranian anti-aircraft missile, was $2 trillion. It cost $2 trillion to develop this piece of technology, and it seems like it is almost instantaneously rendered uh, rendered, I wouldn't say completely useless, but the prestige around it has essentially been shattered and will lead the economic consequences for our war machine for this one incident is like kind of huge. So let's see what they have to say here at ABC World News. Um, I'm glad at least one real news network like ABC is covering this, so I don't have to go to some like uh, I don't know, some like propaganda network on YouTube to try and find like the video of it. So hopefully this will at least show what happened and maybe some responses or something from people and we can talk about it a little more. But anyway, let's go ahead and watch this video. This is F-35 stealth fighter makes emergency landing after apparent Iranian strike. Source.
Is telling ABC News tonight a U.S. F-35 stealth fighter on a combat mission over Iran was hit possibly by hostile fire. The stealth fighter making an emergency landing at a U.S. base. The pilot tonight reportedly in stable condition. And tonight questions about how the stealth fighter, nearly invisible to radar, could have been hit. It comes amid growing Iranian attacks targeting oil and gas fields in Israel, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Qatar. The facilities going up in smoke and flames. Iran retaliating after Israel targeted the largest gas field in the world inside Iran. President Trump tonight claiming he did not know about Israel's plan to strike the world's largest gas field.
Bullshit. He definitely did. They definitely came to him and he gave approval to do it, and then he just threw him under the bus. 100%. There is that reporting is out there, but I'm also just going by my gut, knowing how these how these communications between America and Israel go.
Tonight, this U.S. F-35 stealth fighter hit, and what we know so far. ABC's chief international correspondent James Longman leading us off from the region again tonight.
Tonight, for the first time since the war in Iran began, a U.S. stealth fighter jet is believed to have been hit by enemy fire. Tonight, sources tell ABC News an Air Force F-35 stealth fighter was flying a combat mission over Iran when it was hit. Sources say that.
And also, I said it was $2 trillion to develop. Each one of these is $100 million. So luckily it didn't go in like, actually get downed inside of Iran or whatever. But like, it's still going to be like probably tens of millions of dollars to repair. So
the pilot is in a
too.
stable condition tonight after landing at a U.S. base in the region. The incident raises immediate questions about how a U.S. stealth fighter, nearly invisible to radar, could have been hit by hostile fire, potentially by the Iranians. An urgent investigation is now underway. And tonight, amid the shock over global oil.
Iran has claimed that it was them, and also I think they released the footage of them targeting it and hitting it. So I think we can safely assume it was them.
Oil prices and gas prices in the United States, Iran is intensifying its attacks on major energy facilities across this region.
Which is strange because I heard from my big beautiful president that their military has been completely degraded and they can't do anything at this point. But they seem to be really doing a lot of damage for a military who is no longer capable of doing anything. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta take this. This is probably for my cat, so I'll just let this play out.
Fueling even more uncertainty. Smoke billowing from Israel's largest oil refinery after it was hit by Iranian missile debris. In video circulating online, Saudi Arabia and Kuwait hit yet again. Iran's retaliation comes after Israel bombed its section of the world's largest gas field. Overnight, President Trump denied any knowledge of Israel's decision to strike it, but an Israeli source tells ABC News, quote, all Israeli targets in Iran are aligned with the United States. The president was pressed today if he spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu about that Israeli attack.
I told him don't do that, and he won't do that. We didn't discuss. You know, we're independent, we get along great. It's coordinated, but on occasion he'll do something, and if I don't like it, and so we're not doing that anymore.
Late today, Netanyahu said Israel would stop striking Iran's oil infrastructure at President Trump's request. And just 2 days after a top U.S. intelligence official resigned, saying there was no immediate threat from Iran, today Netanyahu denied Israel pressured the U.S. into this war.
That is, that Israel somehow dragged the U.S. into a conflict with Iran. Does anyone really think that someone can tell President Trump what to do? Come on.
Tonight, the escalating attacks are rattling global oil prices. In the U.S., a gallon of gas has skyrocketed 97 cents since the president launched the war. It's now averaging $3.91 a gallon. The president today vowed to do what it takes to lower oil prices, again calling the war a, quote, excursion to stop Iran. The president suggested he thought gas prices would have been even worse.
I wanted to put out that fire. And I said, you know, if I do that, oil prices will go up, the economy will go down a little bit. I thought it would be worse, much worse, actually. I thought there was a chance it could be much worse. It's not bad, and it's going to be over with pretty soon.
And tonight, in an effort to secure the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. destroyed multiple Iranian Navy ships, saying they were threatening international shipping. And in another sign of this widening conflict in Lebanon tonight, the horrific moment caught on camera as an Israeli airstrike exploded just feet away from a Russia Today correspondent. RT posting this video. The journalist suffered shrapnel wounds. RT claims Israel fired on the reporter's vehicle on purpose. Israel claims it was targeting a bridge in the south used by Hezbollah.
And David, tonight there are still big questions over how Iran might have been able to hit that stealth F-35 jet, given the Pentagon says so much Iranian weaponry has been destroyed. Thankfully, the pilot tonight is in a stable condition. David.
James Longman leading us off here again tonight. James, thank you.
All right, you've just heard today's bilateral meeting between President Trump and Japan's Prime Minister Takaichi. Her visit comes after the commander-in-chief called out Tokyo for refusing to help escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, Japan and allies have
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. If anybody's actually watching live, not that I can see, I might go back to that video so I can finish commentating on it, because I think it was kind of important, but also, my cat getting surgery or whatever, is more important. So obviously I had to take that call. I gotta text my wife real quick the details. She's in therapy right now, so I can't go talk to her. So I just gotta tell her. One sec. Mm, just assuming. And they will. That will be done by. Okay. Okay. Sorry. We're back. We're back. Yeah,
Breaking news.
my cat's exploding. Um, she's gonna, you know, I think she's gonna be okay. I'm really hoping that she is. I'm praying to secular Jesus that she's gonna be okay. But yeah, she's got kitty cat cancer, and she's probably gonna need a double mastectomy. So first we got to get some studies taken, some studies done, and then once that's done, they're probably going to recommend the double mastectomy. Luckily, it's only one operation, which I thought it was going to be two operations. So that's good at least. But my cat's going to have such a rough time for the next few weeks, man. Um, I really, I really hope she's okay. I think she will be though. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt my stream, but obviously that was more important. So I'm going to go back and to about where I think I was and watch the rest of this video about the F-35. Um, I think I was basically just complaining about all my fucking tax dollars that keep getting blown up overseas. But so let's try and get back into this. Let's see what else we got.
If he spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu about that Israeli attack.
I told him, don't do that, and he won't do that. We didn't discuss. We do, we're independent, we get along great. It's coordinated, but on occasion he'll do something, and if I don't like it, so we're not doing that anymore.
Late today, Netanyahu said,
they're always in constant communication. Everything is approved by the United States. Every little thing is approved by the United States. There's United States servicemen in Israel, like, preparing these fucking flight plans and stuff. Like Israel is just an extension of America. It's not, it's not its own sovereign country. It is just an extension of America.
That Israel would stop striking Iran's oil infrastructure at President Trump's request. And just 2 days after a top U.S. intelligence official resigned, saying there was no immediate threat from Iran, today Netanyahu denied Israel pressured the U.S. into this war.
That is, that Israel somehow dragged the U.S. into a conflict with Iran. Does anyone really think that someone can tell President Trump what to do?
Yeah. I mean, if you got, look at this face. If you got the tapes of him fucking kids in your fucking vault or whatever, then yeah, I do think you could. Now, I also think the entire foreign policy establishment wanted Trump to do this, but that doesn't change the fact that I think that you personally played a part in convincing him by lying to him and telling him what would happen or what you thought would happen if he did this. Yeah. Also, God damn it. Okay. This video is scuffed. I'm just going to take this call and then, yeah, I'll be back. I'm done with this video. Okay. I'm back. So many calls, all right in the middle of my stream. But they're all important, so I gotta do it. I doubt anyone is watching at this point, considering I spent like 10 minutes over uh, getting all that set up. But man, well, it's okay. This one was such good content, but I feel like it's a scuffed video at this point because because my cat is exploding and I need to save her life. So, um, but you know, it's okay. My kitty is more important than content. But I'm just gonna go back a little bit. We're gonna watch this Netanyahu clip again, the garbled demon voice that comes out of his voice box somehow every single time he talks. So we'll see what else he has to say here.
Who denied Israel pressured the U.S. into this war.
That is, that Israel somehow dragged the U.S. into a conflict with Iran. Does anyone really think that someone can tell President Trump what to do?
Yes.
Come on.
Tonight,
yes,
the escalating attacks are rattling.
Yes, you definitely can. Like I said, you got the photos of him or the videos of him fucking kids in your vault. So I do think that you can influence him to some extent.
Global oil prices. In the US, a gallon of gas has skyrocketed 97 cents since the president launched the war. It's now averaging $3.91 a gallon. The president today vowed to do what it takes to lower oil prices.
Corporate greed.
Again calling
those profits are flowing though. That's good for them. They're making super mega profits now.
the war a quote excursion to stop Iran. The president suggested he thought gas prices would have been even worse.
I wanted to put out that fire. And I said, if I do that, oil prices will go up, the economy will go down a little bit. I thought it would be worse, much worse, actually. I thought there was a chance it could be much worse. It's not bad, and it's going to be over with pretty soon.
And tonight, in an effort to secure the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. destroyed multiple Iranian Navy ships, saying they were threatening international shipping. And in another sign of this widening conflict in Lebanon tonight, the horrific moment caught on camera as an Israeli airstrike exploded just feet away from a Russia Today correspondent.
Whoa! Holy
RT posting
shit!
This video.
Sorry, that was insane. Where was this again?
Secure the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. destroyed multiple Iranian Navy ships, saying they were threatening international shipping.
Dude.
And in another sign of this
They keep going after all these ships, and it's just like, this isn't doing anything. Like, why, like, the thing that you need to get is the missiles. Why do you keep going after the ships?
widening conflict in Lebanon tonight, the horrific moment caught on camera as an Israeli airstrike exploded just feet away from a Russia Today correspondent. RT post.
Well, Israel loves targeting journalists, so that was kind of your fault. That was kind of your fault of trying to do any reporting in the midst of this conflict with Israel. Israel has never found a journalist that they do not want to blow up into a million pieces. So.
In this video, the journalist suffered shrapnel wounds. RT claims Israel fired on the reporter's vehicle on purpose. Israel claims it was targeting a bridge in the south used by Hezbollah.
Yeah, no, they definitely were targeting. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Like, they do attack every journalist they can find within the conflict zone. That's that's one of their favorite pastimes.
And David, tonight there are still big questions over how Iran might have been able to hit that stealth F-35 jet, given the Pentagon says so much Iranian weaponry has been destroyed. Thankfully, the pilot tonight is in a stable condition. David.
Okay, sorry, 1 second. Before I go on to the next story, I need to look at something real quick. Okay. Okay, it's like a 2-hour drive, man. Look, that's gonna suck. My cat's gonna have to go on a 2-hour drive one way and a 2-hour drive the other way. She's not gonna like that. She doesn't do good in the car. Let's go ahead and move on to another story before I start crying about my cat again. Let's go ahead and go for this one. This seems like another real news story.
Today, new security concerns.
Apparently Iran, their drone game seems to keep getting better and better because somehow drones were detected over military bases where Rubio and Hexgeth lives. I assume they don't mean the type of drone that like explodes or whatever. Like I assume they don't mean like a Shahed drone was like launched at these military bases. I'm assuming in America, Fort McNair, wherever that is. Uh, and so, but I assume they mean like surveillance. And so, but I assume they mean like surveillance drones. We're probably over that, which I mean doesn't surprise me. I'm sure Iran has plenty of spies in America that can try and do shit like that. So let's watch this report. Let's see if our amazing Secretary of War Crimes Hegseth and Department or what does Rubio do? Homeland Security or something? I can't remember. Um, Rubio. We'll see if they're actually in any danger or not. This is drones detected over military bases where Rubio Hexeth live. WAPO by MS Now.
After multiple drones were reportedly detected above a Washington Army base that houses some of the Pentagon's most senior officials. 3 people briefed on the situation tell the Washington Post it happened over Fort McNair. That's also home to Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. It's unclear.
It's also, if it's not like Iranian spies like actually doing intelligence gathering, it's also possible that this is just a psyop, like that they're just releasing this like story as like a psyop to try and get people more scared and more on board for the war. So it's one or the other.
Clear where the drones came from, and the Pentagon declined to discuss the Post's report. Let's bring in one of the reporters on that story, Isaac Arnsdorf, here in studio, MS Now senior national security reporter David Rhodes. So, Isaac, what more can you tell us about these drones?
Well, importantly, the administration has not determined what they are, where they came from, or what threat they posed. But obviously, they were detected because of this higher threat environment, this elevated.
See, that's giving psyop. I would assume if they got the drones or whatever, they could pretty easily figure out where they came from. But if they never release that information, it's probably no different than that California story of like, is Iran gonna launch a drone at California or whatever. So I don't really have that much faith that this is like an actual thing.
Alert that the military has on because of the war in Iran, and very concerningly, they look similar to drones that appeared around other U.S. officials in the past who Iran has wanted to kill in retaliation for a previous strike against Iran that killed one of their generals in 2020. So for people who remember the 2024 Trump campaign and some of the threats to former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and John Bolton.
Hey, I will say we don't know where all of these lone gunmen who keep trying to kill Trump are coming from. Like, who knows? Who knows, man? Maybe these incel brained 20-year-olds with guns are just getting the call from Iran. Like maybe it's coming from Iran. I don't know.
Iran has this track record of wanting to assassinate U.S. officials who they hold responsible.
So, David, how concerned are Americans?
They have a track record of wanting to, but I don't think they have a track record of doing it. We have a track record of doing it, but I don't think they have a track record of doing it. If anything, they have a track record of, I think, gathering intel, and maybe they'll try to get some sort of like assassination attempt or something. But as far as I know, they haven't actually done it. I was kind of joking about Iran calling those incel 20-year-olds to go try to assassinate Trump, but maybe, who knows?
And officials right now about potential Iranian retaliation here in the U.S.
There are concerns because Joe Kent, who's the head of the National Counterterrorism Center, just resigned. That post is empty. And it's a variety of things. It could be these drones. And Isaac's right. It was a great story. There's so little regulation or understanding of the drones that are in the air in this country. There was all those things in New Jersey about a year ago, but it's not clear. Other threats would be more of a homegrown attack. the terrible attack on the synagogue, the children, the attempt in Michigan that happened last week. There was also the incident in Virginia where one person was killed.
Well, sorry, I was zoned out a little bit because I was thinking about my cat. If he's talking about the Temple Israel, or like the Temple whatever synagogue attack, that was because of blowback. That was because Israel murdered that dude's entire family, and so he went insane and tried to detonate a bomb at at that synagogue. That's just blowback. That's just a natural reaction to what we do in the Middle East.
And that happened last week. There was also the incident in Virginia where one person was killed by someone who had previously been convicted of supporting ISIS. So that's the sort of lone wolf thing where someone's inspired to take action. There's less concerns about a cell, some kind of organized group in the United States that's going to carry out an attack. So it's a wide variety of things, but they are on the lookout and are very concerned about.
I'd say that the blowback is the most likely scenario. Like more and more blowback is probably going to happen because that's just a widely understood phenomenon. Like that's just the natural reaction to these things. It's inevitable when we do this military adventurism that we'll get blowback. So I think that's what we should be on the lookout the most.
What could happen?
And Isaac, Fort McNair is very close to both Capitol Hill and the White House, but you note that it doesn't have the same safety buffer as other bases. What are you hearing about potential efforts to boost security there now?
So we were told that there were increased security measures put into place after these drone sightings. There was a meeting at the White House about other possible responses. There was a discussion about whether the secretaries who are living there need to move, and they decided not to.
So, David, in the last hour, President Trump also confirmed your reporting that the administration is requesting an additional $200 billion for Iran war funding.
My tax dollars.
Secretary Hegseth was asked about that.
Hey, I could use a little piece of that. Do you know how expensive the next month of my life is going to be with my fucking cat? Like seriously, I need that money.
Earlier today, and here's what he said.
I think that number could move. Obviously, it takes money to kill bad guys. So we're going back to Congress and folks there to ensure that we're properly funded for what's been done, for what we may have to do in the future, ensure that our ammunition everything's refilled, and not just refilled, but above and beyond. I mean, President Trump, as he said, rebuilt the military in his first term. Didn't think
It's going to be impossible to refill these stocks, man. We build 100 interceptors a year. It's going to take decades.
Use it as dynamically in his second, but he had. So thank goodness he did that.
It takes money to kill bad guys, not exactly specific, although the president said today, among other things, that the U.S. has an unlimited supply of upper and middle armaments. So what do we know about this? Tell us more about your reporting and what you make of Hegseth's response.
And I first want to credit the Washington Post. They had the first thing on this number, but yes, two other officials confirmed it to me. There isn't an unlimited supply of weapons. The problem is that we've used so many of these expensive interceptor missiles to try to shoot down these Iranian drones. We've used a lot of these sophisticated drone bombs like the Tomahawk missiles. And this is really most of the money, the $200 billion, would go to replenishing those munitions. And then the president, though, was striking, and we just...
Okay, I may have misspoke a little bit. Current production is 600 to 740. This is Google AI, so take it with a grain of salt. Pac missiles annually, or Pac 3, Pac 2 missiles. I think that's Patriot missiles annually. And THAAD production is 96. So it's 100. We make 100 THAAD missile interceptors, which are the ones we're kind of blowing through significantly right now. And we make around 700 Patriot missiles per year at this point in time. Now they're trying to quadruple that, is what they said. But America is just incapable of producing. The way our system is set up is not to be good at production. It's to be good at getting all these contractors to skim as much money off the top as they possibly can. So we're not going to be able to produce. I don't think that we'll actually get up to a point that we're producing 4 times more. But who knows? Maybe they'll find some way. If they go full, if the state takes over the companies or something and starts producing them, as in a full command economy kind of way, then maybe they can.
Quickly talked about this earlier. Over the course of this morning, I've heard a different explanation for what the objectives are by the Trump administration from Defense Secretary Hegseth, Director of National Intelligence Gabbard, the Commerce Secretary, Scott Bessent, and then the president himself. Hegseth said it's to eliminate Iran ever having a nuclear weapon. Gabbard doesn't even mention that thing. Bessent talks about somehow lifting sanctions on Iranian oil and stopping it from going to China. I don't know if he's going to seize that oil. And then the president himself says, yes, $200 billion, but no boots on the ground. And just as the first segment showed, it's critical to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. And I've been speaking to military experts. You need ground troops to do that. You need them to somehow take control.
It is possible with ground troops, but that would just be a disaster. There'd be hundreds of lives lost in the process. Now, it is possible. They could take Karg Island and maybe some like military outposts on the edge of Iran or whatever, but they would just be under constant attack, like 24/7 attack that like it would end up costing, like I said, hundreds of lives probably to try and maintain that. And even if they did, even if they just closed it off entirely, then Iran might just go full like, okay, we're blowing up all the oil fields or whatever. If we can't ship oil, nobody can ship oil, you know. So there's also that like response option too. So, you know.
Controlled.
Oh, and it would inevitably bleed into a full-blown occupation we would be there for decades if we did that.
The coastline there in Iran and stop the Iranians from firing drones at ships.
And you need them to continue to hold it, right?
Correct. And so, look, it's very hard to run any administration, but this morning has not been the clearest from this administration in terms of the objectives, what it's going to cost, and when will this end.
Okay. Let's see. I am going to end the stream at 3, FYI, people. So I want to go ahead and switch over to something fun. Fun, but semi-politics related. So let's go ahead and go to this one.
Man, I haven't had a giggle.
You know him, you love him. The long-haired Florida man who everybody, the normie speaker, he's the center of America in terms of his beliefs. He's the bellwether. He is the ideal person to try to recruit to try and win over if you're trying to do politics. So this is Penguin Zio, or Moist Critical as he's more commonly known. I've heard about this Afroman trial. Afroman had that one song, I forgot what it was called, that Then I Got High song, I think. Because I Got High, yeah. The one that was in Transformers, I think, if I remember correctly, that was the one that's what I remember it from. Apparently he's on trial for something. I know nothing about it. So let's see what our boy Moist Critical has to say about this.
Man, I haven't had a giggle quite like the Afroman trial has delivered. I have been getting tickled all day watching this trial and catching up with what
Moist Critical tickle giggle. That's hard to say.
I'd missed previously on Dragon Ball Z from yesterday in the trial. It's just concluded, spoiler alert, Afroman completely won. And I mean, it was a complete victory here. He got him with the Mortal Kombat fatality in the courthouse here. The fucking police officers that were suing him are licking the toilet bowl clean after he shit all over them. I'll show you the clip of the ruling in a moment here. For those that don't know, Afroman's house was raided a few years back under suspicion of kidnapping and narcotics. They found nothing. It was a complete sham. It was a load of barnacles. And Afroman had security cameras set up on his property, so he caught all of this on film, and so he started to use some of that footage to make music, insulting them, ridiculing them, making fun of them.
That's rad. Dude, that's rad as hell. Fuck the police, am I right?
This misery into some boner jams for his art. And the officers that he has made songs about and made fun of got really upset. They got super sore about it, so they filed a defamation lawsuit.
There's no tears I love more than little piggy tears.
Against him. And the lawsuit has made it all the way to court, and now it's settled, but we got to witness what has to be one of the most entertaining court cases ever broadcast.
In my opinion, I fucked his wife doggy style. He said it like they were facts.
I don't know how the jury just didn't erupt into laughter numerous times throughout this case.
Oh, no. Is this like a libel suit? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, have they ever heard of a diss track before? Like, diss tracks are just like a big part of, like, I don't know, American rap culture and stuff or whatever. And as far as I know, people don't usually launch lawsuits whenever somebody like launches a diss track at him. Like not even Drake launched a lawsuit against Kendrick when he called him a pedo. So this is some real pussy shit from the cops.
There are so many moments just like that. So he has made a lot of songs and a lot of like clips all about this raid and making fun of these officers. And I can't believe at no point throughout this process did the officers think this is a bad idea. More people are going to find out about this.
Streisand
and
effect.
That's exactly what happened. Huge Streisand effect here.
Hey, that's what I said.
So many people are learning about Afroman and the new songs he made about these officers through this defamation trial that's gone to court. So now the songs are blowing up all
Dude, that's some real pussy shit, man. That's the biggest pussy shit. Doing a defamation lawsuit against like a diss track from a rapper or whatever. I don't even know if he considers himself a rapper, maybe more like R&B or whatever, but yeah, that's some pussy shit.
So like, will you repair my doors? Over 9 million views. Lemon Pound Cake is probably gonna start charting on fucking Billboard at this point. This one's going nuke.
Dude, American cops, man. Look at that body. Only in America can this person become a cop. Look at how fucking fat he is, dude.
Clear right now. And it's in part a large thanks to these officers being such fucking bumbling, drooling imbeciles that they actually tried to sue Afroman for defamation because he hurt their feelings through making fun of them in these songs. I gotta tell you, sports fans, if the officers were upset before, they're inconsolable now. Unless they have a humiliation fetish, they're probably not feeling too great about how this one's gone down, because everybody is making fun of them even more so now. And honestly, this whole case is fucking ridiculous. Like, anyone should look at this and obviously not be on the side of the officers here, because this is so absurd. Really, Afroman said it best while in court.
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place.
True.
Fact, if they hadn't came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music
That is
career.
a fact.
All of this.
Also, that's his property, right? He took the video while they were on his property. So it's his like that video is his property. He can do whatever the fuck he wants it is. I thought this was America.
It's their fact. All of this is their fault, and they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators.
Love the
and
suit,
the
man. This drip is crazy. I love it, dude. Hell yeah.
Same time.
So what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and
of course he does. The person who okay, if you are filming your house inside of your property and someone comes onto your property and your cameras that are on your property film them on your property, no shit, you can do whatever the fuck you want. This is a classic case of cops thinking that they have some sort of special like alternate rule book that they get to live by that everybody else doesn't or whatever. No, in this circumstance, yeah, you're on his property. He can do whatever the fuck he wants with that shit.
Down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house,
Me too.
kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
Hey, not a bad idea. Whenever a cop does this shit, go do it back to them. I'm perfectly fine with that. Eye for an eye type shit.
And all right, I think that about sums it up. He has the freedom of speech to make fun of these officers. They are public officials. They went onto his property, breaking his shit, apparently even disconnected some of the security cameras, which I feel like that should be completely illegal to disable, lawfully put up security cameras around one's own home. I think, and it seems court agrees, he was well within his rights to be making fun of these officers and using the footage of that raid in the subject.
Unfortunately, the only way you ever get any, because you can't, just sue the cops in America, which is fucking stupid. You should obviously be able to sue cops. If you we need some sort of limit on the egregious acts that cops do in our fucking society, and you won't get sued if you don't do stupid shit, so just don't do stupid shit. But they have qualified immunity, so you can't actually, you can't get any actual real restitution for them barging into your house and breaking all your shit or whatever. And so the only option that you have is to like make fun of them and profit off of them in this way, or like, you know, raise money off of them on the internet in some way. So yeah, this is perfectly righteous. Go Afroman.
Object of his songs, making fun of them, joking around, whatever he was doing with that music, using them. There should have never been a defamation case that went this far in the first place. But the fact that it did was a fucking slam dunk for comedy. So, let's dive into some of the highlight moments here from the court case.
Show me them.
Some of the highlight moments here the court case.
Show me them.
So, you're claiming that is the defamation with your wife?
Mr. Walter.
You're solely being painted in a false light due to Mr. Walters saying he had sex with your wife.
Mr. Walters does have sex with his wife. Mr. Foreman doesn't.
Good catch on that.
Yeah.
So you're claiming that is the defamation statement is that he said he had sex with your wife?
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light?
It's caused tremendous pain.
Hey, you got to prove to me that he didn't, though. Prove to me that he didn't fuck your wife, because looking at you, I'm sure a lot of people have fucked your wife.
In my life.
I'll get to that. We have to go through false light first. So does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
It's funny because he has to say that in order to get his in order to like get his case across or whatever, that like it's a believable thing or whatever, that it's possible that someone would believe this statement or whatever. So he's saying he doesn't know, but he's like, I don't know if he fucked my wife. I mean, a lot of people fuck my wife is kind of what it sounds like.
Fucking plot twist of the century. Game of Thrones writers could never. The subversion of my expectations during this segment cannot be overstated. My jaw was on the floor. So I was already kind of giggly, kind of kicking my feet in my little chair when he was like, listen here, bub, Mr. Walters does have sex with his wife. Mr. Foreman doesn't. Mr. Walters, me, does have sex with his wife.
That was hard to follow because I don't know who all these people's names are or whatever.
Raw, if you needed to know. What you think of that, tough guy? Yeah. And then when he's like, so yeah, sorry about that, misspoke. So the defamation is, you know, Mr. Foreman doesn't have sex with your wife, and we all know that's untrue. And he's like, I don't know. The lawyer was stunned. Like, the lawyer just went radio silent. I think actually blue screened when Randy Walters, this is Randy Walters, by the way, I forgot to mention his name, star of Afroman's hit song, Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. So he's now on the stand, and he
insulting his mom, too.
He had a crazy mic drop moment when the lawyer's like, and we all know the claim is untrue about him having sex with your wife, and Randy's like, I don't know. So it seems like he actually thinks Afroman might have fucked his wife or something. So
well, it's funny, though, because if Afroman did fuck his wife, then there's no defamation because he's just telling the truth. He's like, I fucked your wife. And then, like, his wife's like, yeah, he did. And then they're like, okay, well, I guess the case is closed. He actually did fuck your wife.
He's on stand, and it only gets worse from here. It looks like he starts to get angry at his wife about the claim.
Classic.
Wait, you don't know if your wife's cheating on you or not?
You want to go there?
No, I just want to ask that question because you said we don't know. I just
been with that woman since middle school.
Oh,
she wasn't. But you know what?
Let's hope they were both in middle school, because the goatee, man. I'm sorry. Like, I got a goatee as well, but maybe the goatee with the face in its entirety. I'm really hoping that they were both in middle school.
Once somebody puts it out there for their fun and entertainment, it's out there, and it's a problem.
So
he's a pussy,
dude.
dude.
Verify the truth of?
He's an insecure little bitch. You can just tell, man. This stuff should just, if you are a confident person, this kind of like little insults or whatever shouldn't offend you whatsoever, unless he's like actually worried. And I would guess that after this whole ordeal, like, yeah, you should probably be a little worried.
Is it thing that can be verified, true or false.
Ask your client.
He thought he was playing chess, but he was actually just playing with his own butthole. I don't know what strategy Randy Walters was cooking up there in the noodle, but this is stunning stuff right now. He was giving him like a layup. He's like, all right, so the claim is untrue, right? And he's like, I don't know. I would hope my wife isn't cheating on me. We've been together for fucking years, but now that he's made a song about having sex with my wife, well, maybe he is. And
well, he is a cop, right? Like, which cops are just like, becoming a cop is just a jobs program for high school dropouts. Like, it's just a paid jobs program that all my taxes go to for people who were incapable of getting a real job, so they became cops. Like, so we don't, like, of course he's fucking stupid.
maybe she's cheating on me, and maybe I hate her for it. We'd have to ask Afroman about that, because now it's put out there, and now it's giving me a lot to think about. Like, it looks like he starts to stew, like steam there about it. I really don't know what happened there, but oh my goodness gracious, when I tell you I was laughing, I was belly laughing when this guy started saying that. And you could hear the lawyer kind of switch on to like okay, this is weird, but I'll play along mode, where he's like, okay, so you're saying we can't verify whether or not this is like a true or false claim, it's not verifiable info? Because if he's going to try and say that this is defamatory and then turn around and say that he doesn't know if it's true or not, how the fuck can you say it's defamatory? Like, it's an outrageous tactic.
He really boxed himself in.
I don't know what else to call it from Randy Walters here. It was mind-boggling.
Who is this? Is she a cop too, or is she the cop's wife? Oh man, it sounds like a banger. I'm sorry, but it does kind of look like she's remembering like she's remembering fond times with a previous man, and she's like just crying, like thinking about her current situation in life, like, and how she's been like put, like how, like, I don't know how low she's fallen in life. Like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
As you can probably gather from the song here, this is an officer involved in the raid. Her name is Lisa.
Oh, it's another
Afroman,
officer.
She even disconnected one of his surveillance cameras. I bet she's really regretting not bringing a fucking EMP device there to blow them all out, so that way, you know, the songs never got made. But here she is taking the stand in court, and boy howdy.
Yeah, so don't these people know that they're not supposed to go off of like rich black people? Like they're supposed to go after poor black people. Don't they understand the rules? Like you're supposed to go after people who don't have the amount of money to mount an actual legal defense or whatever. Like, this was just a classic mistake from these people. Like, I don't know. It's like they don't understand the system that they've created for us. Like, you're supposed to go after the poor black people, not the rich black people. I understand the system.
They're playing the Lick 'em Low Lisa song, which is one of Afroman's tracks dedicated to her. He made songs for like every single officer in the raid. So they're playing her song, her ballad, and she starts crying during it. And they play the whole song as she is like, you know, tearing up. I don't think they're legitimate tears. I think these are crocodile tears designed to try and garner sympathy.
He would know something about crocodile tears living in Florida.
From the jury, like, oh, look at the toll this has taken on her. So I think that's a little bit of acting there. And trust me, I know acting when I see it. I don't like to usually bring this up all that often, but I actually starred in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 as District 8 hospital helper. Not a big deal. I don't really think about it that much anymore. Point is, I know when someone is playing a character. And right now she's playing the sobbing, traumatized officer who is being unjustly made fun of in a song. A very silly track. Like, it's ridiculous.
Dude. If you're gonna cry about this shit, then yeah, you shouldn't be a fucking cop. If you're this goddamn sensitive, then you should not be allowed within 5 feet of a fucking gun. They should literally like play, I don't know, like play a song that makes people cry, like in in the officer training program to determine whether you have the mental fortitude to be a cop. I'm sorry. Like this should not you should not be crying to this fucking song in public. Like this is pathetic. Loser.
They play the whole song too. They sit her right there like it's a fucking Fine Bros React segment, and they make her listen and watch the entire thing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to speed this up a little bit.
I don't understand why, to be honest with you. I feel like to show like the whole scene in the courtroom, and I'm very curious what the jury was doing. Like maybe they were stomping their feet and snapping their fingers to the track because it kind of makes you want to groove a little bit. It's got just like a real like classic feel to it, and then it pans to Afroman.
Hell yeah. He's like, man, dude, I wrote a banger on this one.
Somebody give this cameraman a raise. That is incredible camera work right there.
That's art, dude.
As you can still hear Lisa sniffling and trying to get more tears out, it pans to Afroman as the song is still playing, by the way, and he is just sitting there staring a hole through her. He is just unflinching, just staring at her. I erupted into laughter with that camera pan to Afroman. And now, it doesn't stop there. As she's still on the stand, they didn't just play the track or anything. They also just started playing some clips that he made making fun of her. Almost as like a non sequitur. They just kind of pull it out of nowhere. Like, can you pull up another insult here real quick? The jury's gonna love this one.
Go to the next one. Which number is this?
Number 21, and it's a video.
Oh god. Oh god. Is this God, I hate fucking the world we live in, man. They're literally gonna play a goddamn TikTok she made on here? Or is it a TikTok that someone else made? Like, social media shit should not be allowed in a courtroom. Like, this is not evidence.
Lieutenant, look below, Lisa. Stop looking at pussy back there. That's your problem. You always look at pussy and you don't even know how many pussies you've licked. You don't even know how many video cameras you've been disconnected.
That's a shitty ass TikTok. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Afroman. I make shorts as well, and they're pretty shitty. But that's a that's a pretty shitty one. The lighting is awful. The yelling was okay, but it wasn't like I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
What number? That was 21?
Yes.
Did you see that video when it was posted?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one.
Yes, next one, please. They got a whole folder here to go through. They got her posted up there like it's a Comedy Central roast.
Okay, sorry, I gotta speed this up a little bit. I'm supposed to be done at 3, so I gotta, get this thing going.
Maybe making some people on the jury laugh. Like, truly incredible strategy, I've gotta say. Again, all of this hoopla with the defamation lawsuit from the officers have done nothing but further humiliate the officers and put a bigger spotlight on it.
Sean, you were called Officer Pound Cake?
Multiple times. You received hundreds of pound cakes at work from different people.
Okay. And the context of that name comes from a music video that Mr. Foreman created.
Officer
correct?
Pound Cake.
And the context of that name comes from a music video that Mr. Foreman created.
Officer
correct?
Pound Cake.
I don't know where he got it at, but you'd have to ask him that question.
See, if I were them, the only way that you can possibly handle this situation is to not do the defamation, but you just have to embrace it, man. You just have to be like, yeah, I guess I'm Officer Pancake now. Let's go. Like, reclaim it in some way. And I think that's the only way that you can really, really solve this problem. Or you go on a weight loss adventure, a weight loss mega adventure in this person's case to so that it doesn't make sense anymore. That's the other option.
Well, I'm going to play what's marked.
Okay.
Pound cake.
About it there.
That was really short.
Seen Exhibit D, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You would admit that's you with the glasses walking by the lemon pound cake on the counter?
Yes.
To be honest, this is probably the best promo any artist could ever hope for. They played like all of his greatest hits here from this whole saga directly to the people he was making fun of, and left in all of like the links and the promo and like the calls to action pushing to Afroman's socials. Like, you could not pay for this kind of marketing. It's too effective. Like,
I'm almost done.
Oh my god. So they play the entire Lemon Pound Cake song to Officer Pound Cake, and then they're like, yeah, so that's you, right? That's why they call you Pound Cake, brother. And he's like, oh. Like, this whole trial was amazing. And thankfully, it has a happy ending as well. The cherry on top of the Lemon Pound Cake. Afroman won. The First Amendment.
Hell yeah, brother.
Won. In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you to the court staff and the Sheriff's Department for security in the building. And we'll go ahead and stand.
Look at that beard on that guy.
You love to see that right there. So they were looking for a lot of money from this case from what I can see online. Doesn't seem like they'll be getting a single penny. Nothing at all here except for further humiliation. What an incredible defamation case. Fucking Goof Troop here really came after him. Didn't work out. Those officers were really upset about the songs, and now they got a lot more to be upset about, I think.
Well, now if you got Normie City over here, Moist Critical talking about it, like everybody knows about it. He is the co-worker king, man. This is what every co-worker under the sun watches Moist Critical. If you're a co-worker, then you watch Moist Critical. If you know co-workers, they watch Moist Critical. He is the new like water cooler talk. So yeah, if he's talking about it, everybody fucking knows about it. So yeah, hell yeah, brother. 3 pigs down, only like 1 million more to go. Let's get them, people. Go get them. Go write some songs about the cops. I'll support you in your ventures. Okay, well, not the best stream. My having like multiple calls throughout the stream that I was unable to not answer didn't necessarily help, but we got through it. Got to watch some videos. I think I had some good commentary before I got all them phone calls, and then maybe a little bit of fun afterwards. So I think it went okay. Make the best of the situation. Okay, well, everybody out there, I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm might not stream tomorrow because I'm doing some canvassing for Cori Bush. Something if I had to guess. But probably no stream tomorrow. So yeah, that's all I got. Okay.